The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world.
Then you got Karoline Leavitt, who's sick. She's out of control. And I'm not sure whether she's just demented, ignorant, a stone-cold liar, or all of the above. But the notion that an official White House spokesperson would say that the Democratic Party consists of terrorists, violent criminals, and undocumented immigrants, this makes no sense.
You know what's wild, folks? Every time someone dares to speak the truth about the modern Democratic Party, the left loses its mind. This week, Hakeem Jefferies had a total meltdown on live TV, all because Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, said something millions of Americans already know deep down. The Democratic Party no longer represents law-abiding citizens. It's catering to radicals, to pro-Hamas sympathizers, to open border extremists, and to soft-on-crime ideologues. That's the reality they can't stand to hear, and instead of proving her wrong with facts, Jefferies resorted to the same old tactic, name-calling, outrage, and denial. Because when you're guilty and the truth hits too close to home, all you've got left is to yell louder. This isn't just about political theater. This is about who our leaders truly stand for, the American citizen, or the people breaking our laws and burning our flag. So stick around, because we're breaking this one down, not the way the mainstream media will, but the way a true patriot sees it. And trust me, you'll want to share this one with every friend who's tired of being lied to. Let's get into it.
I just have a funny feeling you might want to respond to all of this.
I sure would, Sean, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to do so. Look, Hakeem Jefferies is simply lashing out because he knows that I am telling the truth about the modern-day Democrat Party. What I said, and it is a fact, is that the Democrat Party caters more to pro-Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. And let me walk Hakeem through the facts of that statement. When it comes to pro-Hamas terrorists, it was Hakeem's House Democrat caucus that voted against a resolution condemning the October 7th attack on Israel. It was Hakeem Jefferies' Democrat caucus that supported and encouraged the pro-Hamas protests that ravaged college campuses and engaged in illegal harassment of Jewish students across the United States of America under Joe Biden's administration. When it comes to illegal aliens, the American people know the truth about that. The Democrats allowed them to flood our country. Why? Because they view that constituency as their future voters. And when it comes to violent criminals, look at what the Democrats support in terms of crime. Soft on crime policies like cashless bail, like letting violent criminals out back into the streets so they can recommit violent offenses against law-abiding American citizens. The Democrat Party puts Americans last. That's why they overwhelmingly lost the election to President Trump and the Republican Party, and that's why they're holding this country hostage right now from law-abiding, tax-paying American citizens who want the government to be open. So Hakeem Jefferies should stop calling me names. He should stop trying to fight my boss, President Trump, and he should go back to doing what he was elected to do, the business of the American people in Congress, and encourage Senate Democrats to open the government. And I see Hakeem Jefferies saying House Republicans are out. They're not even here. Yeah, because they did their jobs and they passed a clean continuing resolution at the behest of President Trump to keep the government open. And now Senate Democrats and Chuck Schumer are blocking that to fight Donald Trump. And it's despicable.
Okay, I want to set the record straight here because he lied in what he's saying, and Democrats have been lying about this as well. And I watched you one day at the podium, and you laid out the facts. They are demanding $1.5 trillion in new spending to keep the government open for 7 weeks. Wow, that's a lot of money. Included in that money, $200 billion, health care for illegals, the continuation of COVID subsidies for people well above the poverty level that was meant to be temporary in the first place. They want to fund NPR, PBS, all these DEI, initiatives around the world, or they're not going to open the government. They're not going to let our military get paid. They're not going to let Homeland Security officials that are working get paid. That's where we are. And meanwhile, Republicans will fund the government at current levels while they negotiate new budgets. Because they're just flat out lying. Oh, we're not funding illegal immigrants. Yes, they are.
They are. Their continuing resolution that they proposed to keep the government open included a poison pill that would have undone what President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill did, which is to restrict illegal aliens from receiving Medicaid benefits. President Trump fixed that in the One Big Beautiful Bill, and Democrats want to take it away because they want these taxpayer-funded benefits to continue to go to illegal aliens in our country. This has been done for the past 4 years under the Biden administration, and the American people roundly rejected it. And you hear AOC, who is apparently the new leader of the Democrat Party in that CNN town hall, say to a concerned American when that American asked, "Do you want my taxpayer-funded benefits going to illegals?" She said, "That's a Republican talking point. Those aren't the real issues Americans are facing." That is a lie. If you look at what happened under the Biden administration, real Americans, elderly citizens, were facing an increase in wait times at hospitals and emergency care centers across the country because they were putting last in line, and illegal aliens were getting that care and that treatment first. And when illegal aliens get medical treatment in this country, who's paying for it? The American taxpayer. Well, not anymore under the Trump administration. That's why this administration is focused on deporting illegal aliens who violate our nation's laws. And we're going to protect the rights and the benefits of tax-paying, law-abiding American citizens.
Jefferies has said that President Trump is in the Presidential Witness Protection Program since the shutdown has begun. What's the White House's reaction to that?
That's just more ridiculous fodder from Hakeem Jefferies. As you all know, because you're here every day, the president is literally working around the clock right now. I think he has a swearing-in ceremony, or he already did. He has several meetings on the books today. He literally works 24/7. Anyone who works in this place or covers this place, as you all do, knows that to be true. And Hakeem Jefferies and the Senate Democrats should get back to work in a few minutes and vote to reopen the government.
You see, what Karoline Leavitt said wasn't controversial, it was factual. She called out Democrats for voting against condemning Hamas terrorists after they slaughtered innocent Israelis. Think about that. October 7th, one of the darkest days in recent memory, and the Democratic Party can't even bring itself to say, "We stand with Israel against terror." Instead, they protect the radicals occupying our college campuses, harassing Jewish students, waving terrorist flags, and calling it free speech. This is the moral rot that's taken over the left. And on immigration, she hit another nerve. The left wants illegal immigration. Why? Because they see it as political insurance. Millions of future voters who they can buy off with free healthcare and government handouts. It's not compassion, it's calculation. Meanwhile, hardworking Americans, the people who actually built this country, are waiting longer in hospitals, paying higher taxes, and watching their communities change overnight. You're footing the bill while they pretend it's humane. And let's talk crime. Cashless bail, early release, no accountability. The left's obsession with equity is destroying safety in our neighborhoods. You know who suffers most? Law-abiding Americans, small business owners, single moms, seniors just trying to get by. Democrats used to be tough on crime. Now they're tough on the cops who risk their lives every day. Then there's the government shutdown drama. Democrats are holding America hostage, demanding trillions in new spending, including billions for illegal immigrants, just to spite President Trump. Think about that. Trump and House Republicans already passed a clean bill to keep the government open, but Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jefferies blocked it. Why? Because they'd rather see America suffer than see Trump win. And while they're busy playing politics, Trump's out there doing what real leaders do, fighting for peace. From Israel to Ukraine, from Armenia to the Congo, he's making moves to end wars, protect allies, and restore America's strength on the world stage. You won't hear that on CNN, but it's happening. The left mocked him when he said peace through strength. But here's the truth. Under Trump, America was respected. The world was stable. Now, chaos, war, weakness. That's what happens when you replace leadership with ideology. So let me ask you this. Who do you trust to protect this country? The people defending terrorists and criminals, or the man who stands unapologetically for America first?